Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So I am finally filming another CPA video. It's been a while since I filmed my last CPA video. I filmed a ton earlier this year, like some of them back to back, but I've just had other videos that I wanted to film and post on my channel, so I kind of shied away from CPA videos. But we're going to be talking about CPA in this video, specifically how to get 150 credits for the CPA exams. If you don't know, you do need 150 credits to be licensed as a CPA. Some states will allow you to sit for the exam with only 120 credits, but every state will require 150 credits to be licensed. So whether you take the exams first or you get your credits first, you're gonna have to somehow figure out how to get the extra 30 credits, because with your bachelor's, you graduate with 120. So you do need 30 more to be a licensed CPA. Before I tell you how you can get 150 credits, make sure you are subscribed with the bell notification turned on so you'll never miss a video if you're notified. So there are 3 routes you can take to getting your 150 credits timeline-wise. You can either get a master's degree, so getting your extra 30 credits after you graduate with your bachelor's. You can stay in school longer and get 150 credits with 4.5 years in school, or you can go the crazy route, which is getting your 150 credits in 4 years of college. I chose the first route, which is getting a master's degree, because I figured if I'm gonna have to get an extra 30 credits, that's enough classes for another degree, so why not go for my master's? And I was debating on whether I want to do an MBA or an MSA, which is a Master's of Science in Accounting. And I ended up going with the Master's of Science in Accounting because that would be the quickest way for me to get the 150 credits. Because for me, I just wanted to get the 150 credits for the CPA, and I wanted to get the extra 30 credits out of the way and get the exams out of the way as soon as I could, and then I can start working and just focusing on other stuff in my life. It took me 11 months to get my master's degree, which is amazing. I was a full-time student, so my parents did support me during that time. I have the most supportive parents ever. I did start studying for the CPA exams 2 months into my master's program, and then for the remainder of the master's program, so I guess that was 9 months, I was studying for the CPA exams and getting my master's degree. And I have an entire video about how I got my master's at 22, passed the CPA exams at 23, which I am very proud of because I know that's a very young age to get a master's degree and pass the CPA exams. If you want to see that video, I will link it in the description below, and I'll also put a card up here. I also have an entire CPA playlist with like 30 something videos. So if you are trying to prepare for the CPA exams or you just need some advice or guidance, I do have an entire playlist of CPA videos, so I'll also link that in the description below, and I'll also put a card up here to that. So the second route is graduating in 4.5 years, which means you would stay in school for an extra semester to get your 150 credits. And typically college students take around 15 credits a semester, and if you do 15 credits every semester, you will graduate in 4 years with 120 credits. So if you stay in school for an extra semester and you take another 15 credits, that would only give you 135. So I think if you are going to go this route where you're going to stay in school for an extra semester, you might have to take extra classes during the summer or the winter, or you might have to squeeze in some classes during the semester, maybe taking 18 credits some semesters in order to fulfill the 150 credit requirement after 4.5 years. I don't personally know anyone that did this, and for me, I don't think it's worth it to do this because you're gonna have to take extra classes either during the semester, so you're gonna be more stressed out during the semester, or you're gonna have to take extra classes over the summer or winter, which means you won't have that break between the semesters. And let's be real, we all want a vacation and break from school because college is stressful, very stressful. And plus you're gonna have to stay in school for an extra semester. And I think the money that you're paying for all these extra classes to get your 150 credits with just a bachelor's degree after 4.5 years you could put that money towards getting a master's degree and still fulfill the 150 credit requirement. So that's just my opinion, but again, I think everyone's case is going to be different. So it might be beneficial for you to do the 150 credits in 4.5 years. And if that's the case, go for it. I am cheering for you. And the third option, timeline-wise, is to graduate with your 150 credits in only 4 years. Now, I do know of people that went this route, and they were taking 18 to 21 credits a semester if you're only going to take classes during the fall and spring semester. But some people did also have to take extra classes during the summer or winter if they didn't want to take on the extra course load during the fall or the spring, because that is also very, very, very stressful to take on that many credits in one semester. I do know of people that went this route, and if you are someone that goes this route or decides to go this route, props to you, because I could not do that. I am not gifted in that way to take on that many classes. But again, I feel like if you're gonna go this route and you don't have to pay extra money to take classes during the fall or the spring, because I know some universities you just pay a flat tuition amount and you can take as many classes as you want. And if you feel like you can handle those extra classes, then yes, that is very cost effective, because sometimes you will have to spend extra money to take classes during the summer or winter. And if that's the case, then depending on how many classes you take, it might not be the best option. But again, you have to weigh your pros and cons. You have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to graduate in 4 years with 150 credits? You're gonna have to give up the social aspect of college, and is that something you really want to do? Because some people, they don't want to give up the social aspect of college. They want to balance their academics and social life, but some people, I guess, are not as caring of that, and they're okay with sacrificing their social life. And my advice is, if you're gonna go the route where you graduate in 4.5 years or 4 years, is to plan ahead. You need to schedule out your classes to make sure that you can even graduate in the first place with your 120 credits that are required for your bachelor's degree. And then once you figure that out, you can fill in the gaps of which semester you can take an extra class, or which summer, or which winter. So definitely make sure that you can graduate first, because the worst thing would be to figure out your plan of study, and then if you miss a class and you can't even graduate with your 120, even though you have 150, but one of the classes you were required to take, you didn't take, so then you have to take that. Anyways, you don't want that to happen. In terms of what classes those 150 credits need to entail, that will vary depending on state. Some states will require you to have 36 credits that are accounting classes. Some states only require 30 credits in accounting. Some states require 33. So it really depends on state. Some states will also require you to have a certain number of general education requirements, while some states might not. So you want to see what your state requirement is based on which state you plan on working in. And I think it's very confusing that they do this, because what happens if you fulfill the requirements in a state that you plan on working in, but then you ended up moving and then you don't fulfill the requirements in the new state that you move in? Like, I know there's the reciprocity and mobility things, but that doesn't always work. So it gets really confusing. I kind of just wish that they had one CPA requirement that is recognized nationwide. I feel like that would make it a lot easier if people end up switching jobs to a different state or end up moving, but that's unfortunately not how they do it. But maybe sometime in the future they'll change it so that it's like that. So what classes those 150 credits need to entail will depend person to person, state to state, but you can get a minor to reach your 150 credits, or you could just take more electives or random classes to meet that requirement. You can also study abroad. I did study abroad as an accounting major. I made an entire video about how I studied abroad as an accounting major and fulfilled the CPA requirements, because I know that it's really hard for accounting majors to study abroad, just because if you don't take certain prerequisites, that's just going to be a domino effect, and you're going to be behind because you have to take one class in order to take the next class, in order to take the next class. If you don't take that first class, you won't be able to catch up. And also the AICPA and NASBA don't always recognize classes that are taken in a foreign country, and that might not count towards your CPA. So if you want to see how I study abroad as an accounting major and fulfill the CPA requirements, I do have a video on that also. I'll link in the description below, and I'll also put a card up here. Another thing you can do is you can graduate with your 120 credits, take a year off of school, and take the CPA exams and pass the CPA exams, hopefully at least pass as many sections as you can before you start working. And then once you start working, a lot of companies, if they require you to have the CPA, especially at public accounting firms, they might pay for your classes. And so that's another thing you can do, because I do think that if you have the option to either pass the CPA exams first or get your 150 credits first, I would say try to pass the CPA exams first, because the CPA exams are hard, and the longer you wait, the harder it is to pass. With your classes, that's just a timing issue, at least in my opinion. I think just with time, you're going to be able to get your 150 credits. It's just a matter of when you're going to get those 150 credits. But the CPA exams, if you don't get that out of the way, you might not ever be able to get that out of the way, because the older you get, the harder it is. You're not used to studying anymore. And also you're just going to have more responsibilities later on in life, and you're just not going to feel like studying anymore. That is it for this video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are studying for the CPA exams, or if you're trying to get your 150 credits, I wish you the best of luck in that. I have been in those shoes, and it is rough. Let me tell you, it's very rough, and I understand how it feels like, but I can tell you that once you make it to the other side and you're done with the whole thing, it's going to be the best feeling ever. You're going to be so proud of yourself, and you're going to thank yourself that you never gave up, even though you wanted to. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will respond as quickly as I can. But with that being said, make sure you're subscribed with the bell notification turn on. I do post CPA videos, and I recently just started a new series on my channel, which is called Let's Discuss, where I talk about deeper non-political issues, because I just feel like it and I like making videos. I don't know if my first video is going to go up before or after this video, but if it does go up before this video, then you'll see it. But if it doesn't, then you should subscribe so you'll know when I post that video. All right, enough rambling. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.